Welcome to Echoes of Eternity with Father E. And the theme of this episode is When the Fire Reminds You of a Failure. When the fire reminds you of failure. And this is taken from John's Gospel, chapter 21, from verses 1 to 19. Sometimes, after heartbreak or disappointment, we have a tendency to go back to what is familiar. And that's what happened to the disciples. After the trauma and the confusion surrounding the death and resurrection of Jesus, the disciples of Jesus went back to fishing. They went back to their former way of life. They went back to what they were doing before they met Jesus. And that's human. It's natural for us to go back to old habits, old patterns, after we have faced disappointments. And that's exactly where Jesus met his disciples. He met them in their old patterns. He met them in their old habits. He met them in their emptiness, and he lit a fire. And this is not just any kind of fire, charcoal fire. And if you recall, the first time that charcoal fire was mentioned in the Gospel of John, it happened in John chapter 18, verses 18, when Peter stood around the charcoal fire and denied knowing Jesus 3 times. And here Jesus brings Peter to the sensory image of his failure, not to shame him, but to heal him. He brings Peter to the image of his failure, not for him to relieve the shame, but for him to rewrite the story. And he doesn't say to Peter, wow, you messed up big time. Instead, he puts a simple but life-changing question to him. Peter, do you love me? 3 times. 1 for each denial. 1 for each failure. 1 for each scar. And in response, Peter said, yes, I love you. Every yes from Peter, it's like a balm, healing the wounds of guilt, healing the wounds of shame. Every yes from Peter is an invitation to let go of the past and to step into the future. Jung, a psychologist, once said that only the wounded physician heals. Only the wounded physician heals. And I agree. Jesus, the wounded healer, meets Peter in the wound and transforms it. And God is trying to do the same for us. He wants to meet you where the wound began, not to shame you, but to restore you. And I want to say this, that we cannot carry shame and at the same time lead others. Peter could not feed the lambs and take care of the sheep while chained to guilt and shame. He couldn't feed the lambs while he is still trapped by his past feelings of guilt, his past feelings of shame for failing Jesus. And that's why I believe that Jesus brought him to this place, to the image of his failure, not to hurt him, but to restore him, to say to him, Peter, you are more than your worst moment. Peter, you are more than your failure. Peter, I need you. Peter, the world needs you. But first, you have to let go. First, you have to forgive yourself. And that is true for all of us. We cannot be fully who God is calling us to be if we are still holding on to shame, if we are still holding on to guilt, if we are still holding on to self-condemnation. And therefore, our Lord is inviting us to face the charcoal fires of our lives, not to be trapped by them, but to be freed by His love. And here are 3 things I want us to consider. 3 practical steps that you and I can take from this episode. 1, think of the old nets that you are tempted to return to. It might be, is it old habit? Is it your way of thinking? Is it a relationship that is no longer life-giving? Name it, face it, and ask yourself, is this still serving me? Name it, face it, and ask, is this still serving me? Number 2, face the charcoal fires of your life without fear. In other words, spend like 5 to 10 minutes in prayer by the charcoal fires of your life. What guilt are you still carrying? What shame are you still carrying? Bring it to the Lord. He's not standing there to punish you. Believe me when I tell you that He is cooking breakfast for you, waiting for your return. And while you are returning, pay attention to the question that He is asking you. Do you love me? Do not allow yourself to be stuck in, I failed, I'm not good enough. Jesus' question is simple. Do you love me? Focus on your love, not on your failure. And finally, number 3, do something this week that reflects the person that you are becoming, not the person that you used to be. If you have faced your past and you have heard His love, move forward. Serve others. Speak kindly to yourself. Step into your mission. Feed the lamb, even if you feel unworthy. And I want you to affirm this with me. My past may shape me, but it doesn't define me. I am healed by love, restored by grace, and called by name. My dear friend, Jesus doesn't meet you in your perfection. He meets you in your emptiness. And when He meets you there, He says to you, try again. Feed my lambs. You are still the one that I choose. Until next time on Echoes of Eternity with Father E. And if this message touches your heart, remember to like, to share, to comment, and to subscribe for more weekly words of encouragement. God bless.